All right, guys. Um, just get a bit of focus on here. Day 11 of my 60-day pallet flipping challenge, which was yesterday. So I'm just catching up. So it was a hectic day. There was a lot going on. There's a lot of deals that we're working on, from deals that I brought in from reaching out to businesses who have offered me their pallets of unwanted surplus goods that they've got in their warehouse, that I've then pushed out to my network of buyer connections to start getting that spark of interest. And that's what we're doing each day. We've got offers coming in, and then we're pushing them out to get validation. That is what it's all about, guys. Because remember, I'm doing this as a middleman, as a broker. I'm just getting buyer validation. I'm just getting interest from my contacts, from my connections on these goods that I'm being offered. And I'm doing it all whilst the goods are still sitting in the supplier's warehouse. So I'm doing it in a way where I'm never having to go and travel and see the goods. I'm not touching or seeing those goods. Hey, Jacob, how are you doing? Just a quick catch up really from yesterday. So as I say, when I send out my list of offers to my network of buyers, I start getting replies back from various buyer connections saying, "Oh, I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this. Please, can you send me details on this? I need a bit more information on this. Where are the goods located? How many pallets are there? Can you send me a few more photos of this? Can I get asked various bits of information, and some of it might be technical information that I don't know. So I'm going back to the seller to get the answers, and then I'm going back to the buyer with the answers. So I'm going there and back. And the cool thing about this business is that everything is done at speed. It's not like I'm spending hours and hours and hours a day on each deal, because I'm not. I'm executing things at speed. A quick message here on email or WhatsApp, a quick message there, a few seconds here, a few seconds there. So I'm jumping from one deal to the next. And all I'm doing is I'm trying to reach that point where the buyer has got all the information they need. And then they will then come back to me and say, yep, right, we're interested to move forward on this. Now, what happens, guys, is that we get counter offers from buyers, meaning that, let me give you an example. If I've offered, if I've offered 10,000 calculators out to my buyer connections at £1 or $1, they might come back and say, yes, we are interested, but your price is too high. We can't pay that price. So what happens then? I just go back to them. I just reply back and say, what price will you pay for us to do a deal or try and do a deal? I want to reach that point where my buyer connection has given me a price on what they will pay, unless they're already happy with the price I've given them. But a lot of the time, a buyer who is interested will always try and get you down a little bit on price. Of course they will. So I always say, look, I've given you my price. That's the price I've given you. If you're interested and you're saying the price is too high, what price will you pay me? What price will you give me? And that is the aim of getting these deals done. Okay. Now, that is me flipping these pallets from one business to another. Now, another way of doing this is by freeing up all your time and not having to spend time doing all this legwork whatsoever, and just pass that deal to an interested buyer, okay? And let them speak to the seller. Let them do the deal with the seller. Let them negotiate the price with the seller. Let them get all the information. Let them pay for the goods. Let them do the transport of the goods. Let them handle the goods. Let them bring the goods into a warehouse. Let them do all the work. Let them do all the work. And that is called being a finder, where you just find these deals. And so that's what I'm doing on a lot of my deals. I'm just going to get a buyer interested. And once I've got that spark of interest, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect the buyer and the seller. All right. And all we do is we get the buyer to sign a finder's fee agreement. All right. Saying, look, this is my contact. I'm going to put you in contact with my contact. You do the deal with them, but the contact remains my contact. And you agree, if you do a deal with them, you agree to pay me a finder's fee of X amount. Okay, you'll agree an amount. Okay, they might need to agree a price first, but you need to give them an indication of what finder's fee you want to make. Now, here's the cool part, guys. If you come into my program, Finder's Fees University, I do all that legwork for you. I will deal with your contacts where you found the goods, and I will do that deal and sell those goods on to my buyer. Okay, I'll do all the legwork while you sit back, and then when the deal's done and I've got paid, I will pay you a finder's fee of 33%. 33% of the profit on that deal. So if I bought and sold 10,000 calculators and it made $3,000 or £3,000, you get 33% finder's fee, which should be £1,000 or $1,000 as a finder's fee. That would be your percentage of the profit on that deal, simply for finding those goods. All right. So that's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing in this business, because at the end of the day, it's all about connections. Okay. And a profit is a profit. And if a deal isn't done, there's no profit. So we can all make money in this game. All right. All you need to do is learn to get good at finding surplus deals. So I've been offering on a few deals. I've had a few offers, like buyers offering me a price on some goods. Like yesterday, I had 5 or 6 buyers offering me a price on deals that I'd offer them, on some energy drinks, some sportswear clothing. What else was I offered? Completely forgot now. But some gloves, some gloves, some washing machines that I was offered. So what I'm doing here is, once I get a buyer, once a buyer offers me a firm price for those goods, I'm going to go back to my seller and start trying to negotiate that price down. And until I'm in profit, basically, until there is profit in between. Because remember, I'm the middleman in between the buyer and the seller. I have to be taking my percentage in between. There has to be profit in between, or there's no deal there to be had, and I have to walk away from that deal. And that's it. It's just one of those things. If you can't get some profit in between the buyer and the seller, there's no deal going to happen. All right. So I'm at the stage now where I've got my pipeline nicely stacked up. I'm working on a lot of deals, and I'm also getting new deals coming in each day, consistently. Yesterday, I think I had about 6 or 7 new surplus offers come through. Some of them were pretty good ones as well. And I like to get some fast buyer validation, and sometimes I will just put the details on a LinkedIn post to my network and just see if I get any interest, a spark of interest from anyone. And that lets me, that to me, that's good, getting that validation that there's people interested. If you get a few messages off people in LinkedIn Messenger saying, yeah, I've seen that post you put on about that surplus stock, I'm interested, straight away, you've got validation. There's interest. It's the right kind of product. It's the right kind of stock. And we're now going to try and get the wheels in motion to make a deal happen. And that's all we're doing. We're just working on deals that are coming in. We're pushing those deals out. And it's just a numbers game, guys. It's just a numbers game. That's all it is. You gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Bring them deals in, push them deals out to potential buyers. We're just doing that all the time and getting the interest, getting interest, getting interest, and then turning a deal around. And there's a sweet spot to make a deal happen. All right, there's two things that makes a deal happen. The sweet spot is, one, the seller is very motivated to get rid of those goods. Okay, meaning they are very negotiable on the price. If they are motivated and very negotiable on the price, that's the first part of making a deal happen. All right. And obviously the second part is getting a buyer at that price level under the price that you can buy it for. You know, that's what basically makes a deal happen. So, yeah, I mean, yesterday I was offered a few good deals on some packaging. I was offered a few deals on some. What else was I offered? So just all sorts of random shit that people have in their warehouse, guys. And yeah, so all I'm doing is it's just a game of finding the gear and pushing these offers out, finding goods and pushing them out, pushing them out, pushing them out. You've got to get them offers out in front of people and start getting the interest. And it doesn't matter if it's not an end buyer. It doesn't matter if it's an end retailer that you're selling the goods to. It can be anyone before the retailer. It can be a wholesaler. It can be a distributor. It could be an exporter. It could be a manufacturer. Yes, we're working on a lot of stuff at the minute. It's hotting up now as we head, you know, we're about halfway through January. No profit made this week so far. We're on Wednesday. But here's a cool thing about this game. Patience. Patience is your biggest superpower in this business. If you are patient, deals come. You got to be patient. And that's it. It's just like that sometimes. You got to be patient in this game. Sometimes a deal can take days or a week to happen. You know, a buyer might be interested, but they want to see some samples. We might have to post samples to them to inspect. I had to do that yesterday on some products I've been offered, some gardening gloves. And so you got to push. Sometimes, you know, to get a buyer really interested, they want to see those goods in the hand. They want to see a sample in their hand to inspect close up. That's what they do. Some buyers. Some buyers are quite happy looking at photos on an email or on WhatsApp or a video clip of the stock on WhatsApp. So there's different levels of buyers. You get buyers that are more than happy just to receive a good selection of photos of the surplus stock and maybe a video clip of the stock as well to look at. And so that's what we're doing, guys. And that was day 11. So we're on what? Wednesday, the 17th. So day 11 was the 16th yesterday. And today I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm emailing my list of connections to see what new deals I can find, like I'm doing every day. I'm building new contacts, making new connections on LinkedIn. I'm replying to buyers who are interested in some of these surplus deals and getting into a two-way conversation, one with my seller, one with my buyer, and just being the guy in the middle that's pushing those deals forward and trying to reach that point where there's some profit in the deal. But as I said at the beginning, to do a deal, my aim is to reach that point where a buyer is either happy with the price that I've given them or they say the price is too high, and I get them to give me a price on what they want to pay. Okay, so that a lot of the time it is reaching that point where my buyer is giving me a price. I know the price he wants to pay on those surplus goods. That's great once you reach that point, because then you can start pushing the seller and negotiating with the seller and push them down on price. Like I say, if you know they're very negotiable, then you can start low, throw an offer at them, throw a price at them, low price, and then see what reaction you get. That's all you do. You just see what reaction you get. If they say no, it's too low, I always say, well, what price, how near to my price can you get to? How near to my price can you get to? And then I'll see what price they come back with. And we'll go there and back a little bit. And we'll reach a sweet spot. We'll reach a price where it's agreed. And when there's profit, I'll then go back to my buyer and I will try and push him up a little bit on price and try and squeeze a little bit more profit out of my buyer. All right, that's what we're trying to do. At the end of the day, it's like this game is all about buying as cheap as you can and selling for as high as you can. Buy for as low as you can, buy as low as you can, sell for as high as you can. So always trying to squeeze and push the seller down on price, and always trying to push the buyer up a little bit on price as well, until you can't do it anymore, basically. And then at that point, you're in profit, you know what you're making, done deal. And then you get the paperwork done, get the buyer invoiced, get their money into my bank, use their money to pay for the goods from my seller, which leaves my profit in the bank, guys. All right, that was day 11. I'm going to crack on here and see what the rest of the day brings. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you back here for day 12 very, very soon, guys. Take care. Bye.